just joined us, good morning. Welcome to the morning show. And I'm sure a lot of you are scrambling for some kind of protective gear like sweaters or jacket, or all you guys who like hoodies. This is your season. Even when we get sun hot, we wear hoodie. So this is the proper time to use it now.
I want sidetrack just for a bit. I realized something. Sometimes we see people big sun hat walk with hoodies, but then I've realized the reason why.
Why?
Because I just stepped out of an office space that was extremely cold.
Yeah.
Because it has caught me here so much times, and I wanted people must look at me like I crazy. The sun to be down here, but I just come out of some place that felt freezing.
And what I found interesting too, I know somebody wear hoodie all the time. Then the other day, the rain like crazy, got nothing.
I think with that borage, I got quiet.
From Galen University, welcoming back for the new year, we have Sylvia Batti, Director of Student Affairs, and with her a couple of, student athletes.
Yes. Hi, good morning.
Luani
Thank you for having us.
and who? You know, there's Samantha, right?
Yes, sir.
You know Samantha?
Yes,
right, and you know Luani.
Right.
Right. Okay, I just want to make sure,
Just to check that they know their name.
That's right, yes. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
It's a new year.
Absolutely.
And I think for many it's looking at a new year to go to school, go to college. And I know Galen is very welcoming and tried to make it as easy as possible.
Yes, we do.
What's up for the new year?
Well, the new year also means a new semester for us. So we have welcomed new students onto campus. We're just done with orientation. We're just done with our first week of classes. So we're very, very excited to welcome new university students to our Eagle family, as we like to say it. But really we wanted to emphasize and highlight this morning also our academic achievements that we've been seeing with our students. And particularly so our athletes. And so at Galen University, we are centered around lifelong learning, right? So it's not just going into the classroom and getting the academics and I say, okay, I pass and I know the content. It is also the skills, the values, the lessons, that personality that you develop and the skills that you take onto your career and outside of the classroom when you leave Galen. And what we also pride ourselves to is that our athletes are amazing on the court. Luana is a basketball player primarily and Sam is a volleyball player, but they're also doing stellar in their academics as well. And this is the first year in a long time where all of our, it's like 27 out of our 30-something athletes got over a 3.0. Oh. And so we have been working with them to really, really emphasize the importance of doing well academically, of taking a certain number of classes. And we're absolutely thrilled to see that our athletes are succeeding in the classroom and they're also succeeding on the court.
Nice.
And it's good to see because I know that some schools, they want to promote, encourage their athletes to maintain a certain GPA, but might not offer any kind of support that I'm sure Galen does, correct?
Yes, and so when working with all of our students, not only our athletes, but all of our students, we offer a variety of supports, which includes, it used to be tutoring services, but what we call it is actually the Student Academic Support Services, and that is headed up by actually Miss Miriam Lowe from the Kaya district. She's wonderful, but it really looks at lifelong learning opportunities. So we're not only teaching you subject-specific information, we're also teaching you how to really enjoy the learning experience and to take ownership of that learning experience. And then developing those skills that you could take into the workplace, because how do you learn from your boss? How do you learn how to network? How do you navigate the classroom and develop those skills, time management, for example, that you then take on to your professional career, but also to your interpersonal relations. And so we have seen that through these programs and also through students taking ownership of their learning experience, that it results in your grades. And so we're really, really absolutely ecstatic to see that, but also supporting our athletes through our athletics program looking at their accomplishments academically is also part of a wider campaign that we have to get boys back into school, especially our young men. Most of our students are non-traditional, which means they've taken a break from school. They are sort of coming back into junior colleges or coming back into university after maybe like a 5-year break. And so it's also encouraging people to say, okay, maybe you took some time off school, but you can come back in to the classroom. You can be successful. You can manage home, work, your personal lives. And we have these skills and these resources that are here to support you.
Do you find now that you offer more online studies that it's easier to also be doing a sport program for the student? Maybe I should ask.
Maybe Lawani and Sam can speak to that because they're both online students.
Right.
Does it allow you more flexibility to participate in sports?
Yes. So it actually helps in every regard because I work full-time as well. So balancing work life while playing at a high level, while going to school, essentially it would be difficult to get on a bus or to drive to Cayo and take those classes. So being able to do it online, being able to choose the classes at a specific time, maybe at night, it helps.
Okay, well, when you're playing ball, give me an idea of your day.
It depends on what season we're in.
No, I'm talking about when you're playing, when you're
okay, so
participating full time, like in a league or something, or a
Right.
season.
Well, of course you have to be prepared. So usually the day would start maybe around 5 o'clock. You go to the track, and then your day starts for work around 8.
Yeah, you go to work. Where do you work?
I work from home right
Okay.
now. I do account managing for a company called For Kobo.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right. So I
that-
work from 8 to 5. If I have a game, maybe the weekend, I go and work out again. If not, then that only happens maybe twice because I only have that time because I also have a family. So, yeah. It's
So when do you study?
studying. Okay, so if we have class in the night, so maybe between 7 and 9, you're not going to bed until 1 or 2.
So you can't really play if the game was on a Wednesday night or Thursday night.
No. So that's the reason why I don't play semi-professional basketball.
Okay.
Because it would be very difficult for me.
Right.
I know
That's
people
why
who
I
do
ask,
it, but I wouldn't be able to keep my grades to where it is if I were.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Samantha, I suspect you are the same. You play volleyball.
Yes,
Well, the
sir.
volleyball season is it as demanding? Where do you play?
Yes, sir. So I play with the school, but I also play with Jaguars. It's the AAU team in
Okay.
the city. So I work with them as well. I work at Belize Elementary School, so I coach as well, like besides like training and schoolwork. So on a day-to-day for me, like I would just have to work out. Like I work out in the morning. Usually I would be able to get my like any type of homework studying done during the day. Then around 4 I start coaching. We have the younger kids that we coach, and then around like 5:30 to 7 I have my own practice, like the senior team practice. And then after that, I would have like a class or I would have to study. And then that's usually how it goes. When we had the Galen season, then we would have practices on weekends. And then let's say like I play national, like for the national team as well.
Yeah.
So I would just intertwine having morning practices every day, like in between, like mixed up with like, you know, regular practice, regular school. So I just learned how to balance it. I really have gratitude because I feel like through the years you learn how to adjust and adapt to the different schedules. It's a good challenge. It's not a bad challenge.
No, I agree.
Just learning how to time management, like Miss Sylvia said. she's very accessible for us as well. I'm not really.
Why should ask her? What's her deal?
I'm not really like, well, I don't want to say I'm not school savvy because I've been doing amazing. Like, I want to give you my flowers, but it takes a team, it takes a village. So anytime I need help, like, man, my authenticator app or like this class, I don't know what to go. Like, Miss Sylvia, please help me. And she's on it. So I always have help. I always have, you know, coaches or, you know, like anybody to call on because it does get hard. It gets hard, but us athletes, we persevere. We got some type of motivation in us. So it worked out. Like, it worked out good.
It seems that both of you have a very packed day, and trying to play school in it kind of makes it, you really have to do a balancing act. How has Galen assisted you to ensure that you're able to get through with your daily life when it comes to work, training, as well as help you balance your academics?
Well, for me, honestly, Galen has introduced me to many of my peers that set that standard. So even if, like, I'm not used to waking up early, you know, eating a good breakfast, making sure I read a book, you know, feed my brain with good knowledge, or, you know, like, learn how to, like, adapt and stuff. Like, I just met a wonderful man, his name Antoine. I have, like, wonderful friends at Galen that be like, man, like, let's go run, or let's go read. Or, like, I remember we had, like, a friends night with some of our
friends that say, let's go drink.
I have those as well. Like, no, for real, though. At this age, like, that's what a lot of my peers are doing.
I was wondering where you live, you know?
Yeah, it's either you follow your dreams or you, like, settle down, like, start a family. But I'm glad that Galen has equipped me with, like, people my age that's fighting for the same type of goals, same type of, you know, precision. So it's like, nah, Sam, like, I remember when we had, like, a game night or whatever, and I told them, like, man, I got this 11, like, this like, 2,000-word essay or something like that. Like, it was a long essay, and I told them about the topics, and they started, like, politicking like crazy, but it was a good, like, it was a good
information.
Yes, they gave me all type of
yeah.
points of views, and I never had this type of support where, dang, I could look to my peers for knowledge or understanding. So my classes, I got, like, a broader, like, understanding of, like, what to do, or even, like, an interest. I'm like, wow, friend, like, that's how you think. Like, I try and use my brain too.
But Sam, I think, brings up a really important point about the entire university experiences. So a lot of it is those conversations, that motivation that occurs, really and truly connecting with people within your classrooms, connecting with people in the university. And if I think about one of the strengths about Galen University and the programs that we have created, I think of the peer mentor program. So coming into the university, you are matched sort of with that buddy system, but you're also in a group of at least 15 other students. So you have somebody to rely on, you have somebody to ask these questions. A lot of the degree programs work as cohorts as well. So like the criminal justice program, for example, they really come in as a cohort. Their clubs are very active, and you have that sort of camaraderie that occurs within these student groups, but also extends beyond the classroom and really into the decisions that you make in your everyday life. And we're seeing that result and that outcome be, you know, the 4.0 GPAs, the over 3.0 GPAs. And that's also one of the things that we've really emphasized with our athletes. Like, we just had a session with our athletes this Wednesday, to, you know, start up the semester and say, look, we've done what we have done last semester. How do we keep that momentum going? How do we elevate and move beyond those grades to maybe everybody getting 4.0s or closer to 4.0s? But it's that, again, support, that network, and we're really absolutely that Galen brand education. That is why we've deliver excellence.
We've had students from Galen here who both of you have a little advantage that you work at home, so you stay with your infrastructure and manage your time, and you work in an area where you're an athlete as well. That's what you teach. But you brought persons here who have a family and have a 8 to 5 job.
Yes.
So they have to go to that job and besides then have a family. It would be a little difficult for that person to also throw in sports in their audit.
You know, we do have some of our athletes
That
who
do all of that?
Yes, and
the
sometimes
wife
we have
still
our
happy?
athletes that
Well, we got
Well,
one.
and,
We
we have
got
some athletes that their families support them and they show up to their games, they show up to their practice, they
Oh,
show
yeah,
up
yeah, I
there.
know, yeah.
Because really and truly, for an individual like that to be able to make it, they need the support system of their family. You need
Yes.
to have, it then
Yes.
becomes almost a sacrifice that the entire family takes on. And then you find your ways to create that time that you spend with your family. We used to have some athletes that their family are every practice, every game, they're
Yeah.
there and they're number
That's
one
something
supporter.
I could say that I see, like even when we was playing volleyball, it's one of my friends, she had a baby, you know, her partner there. And I'm like, wow, Galen, that's cool. Like they just let, like, you know, usually some schools or programs be like, no, you can't have people here, but like her partner was there watching a baby, she playing, and I'm like, it's just, it's impressive, honestly,
I
to
mean,
me.
you know,
Because to
those
keep
are-
up with that is
those are
is just
examples,
impressive.
role models actually,
How about for you, Luana? Because you're like in that situation right there, right?
Right.
You
So-
have a family too?
Yeah, you don't remember
Oh,
you
yeah.
mentioned that.
Oh,
That's why
yes,
you
yes,
wonder how you manage if wife to
Yeah.
get mad at her. Or,
Yeah.
so tell us about your experience when it comes to that.
Every day is not easy. It's not a bed of roses. You do have days going into weeks whereby you haven't necessarily spent time with your family. You've been in the gym, you've been on the court, you've been in class, so you haven't been present. And that person that you're with needs to understand that this is the sacrifice that we are making, right, for our unit. And yeah, it's not always fun. However, as long as you have your goal in mind every day, then that is what is important. Happiness and all that goes to the back burner. Sometimes relationship is in the back burner. But this is also the reality for people who are driven at work. I have seen people who work 16 to 18 hours a day. And I often wonder the same thing, like, you've been doing this for 10 years. How is your marriage standing? However, the wife, the husband understands whatever is their goal. Maybe they want a yacht. Who knows? But
But
that
the
is
goal
the
is
goal.
the future, your focus on the future. And let's go for
Right.
both of you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What are you majoring in?
Criminal justice.
Okay. But you're not doing that at home as a job.
No.
Apparently you're good at numbers.
Not necessarily. So I'm really good at selling myself. So if you need me to parasail, like I could do that.
You are the product.
Right. So I've managed to get myself in front of really good people, and I've managed to sell myself. You know, of course, going to Galen doesn't hurt. You know, with any job that you want to get. So yeah. I do my best at masking my weaknesses by putting people close to me who are good at that, and we feed off of each other.
But at some point you chose criminal justice.
Right, because
Why?
the goal is to be a judge. That's what I want to be at
Okay.
the...
But don't you have to get into the judicial system?
Right, so
Do
after
that?
I finish with Galen, I would like to go to UA and further my studies there. And I know it takes some time. You have to practice law for some years
Yes.
before, you know, being a magistrate. And that will be a part of
So
my journey.
basketball will have to rest for a while.
Basketball has been resting for a while. I've been going off for a while off talent and cardio. That is it. So when sometimes I find it funny when I'm competing and some of these guys that are training and they're really putting their best foot forward and that is all that they're doing, and they would engage in trash talk, and I'm like, you know,
Yeah, you
I'm
could
glad
keep
that I'm still occupying space in your mind. However, I'm not there with you.
Yeah,
you know.
with that
Yeah.
You'll
one.
still lose, but
Oh,
I'm not
gosh.
there with you.
Samantha, what are you majoring in?
So I am majoring in business admin, like business management.
Okay.
And I can say it's very aligned with my like personal goals, outside goals after Galen. Because I already have 2 businesses. I've been a hairstylist for 12 years. A lot of people don't know this on the back end, but I've been a hairstylist for 12 years, and then I've also created a non-for-profit that's been developing for the last 5 years to advocate for resources in underfunded communities. And so I've been blessed to be able to work on that, and while I'm in school, just learn the trajectory of business on a bachelor's level with, you know, our Belize culture. And so, yeah, I just feel like...
So you play volleyball, you're studying business admin, you're teaching, you're doing hairstyling, and you have a little company.
Big company.
You,
I got a manifest.
so you weren't honest when you told me about your DA. You only mentioned the school and...
Well, that's what you asked about. I'm very humble, so I just feel like once it come out, then it comes out. But that's also something I want to challenge myself in these next seasons. Like, I'm grateful and I have gratitude that I've, like, over this last semester, I've been able to, you know, meet you guys and, like, you know, have real conversations. But I want to challenge myself to meet more, you know, business people in Galen, or, like, you know, people who have graduated who already paved the way, because I need real mentorship, and I need real, you know, people with wisdom who can, you know, just show me the way or show me their own experience so I can pick how I want, like, after my bachelor's to go. Because the good thing is options is there, but I'm very intentional about what I do and who I do it with. So I'm just hoping whoever watched this, that if you, even if you're not a Galen like student or been there before, I definitely want to be able to reach out and network. When I lived in Chicago, networking was very important to me, and I'm learning how to be comfortable and be able to network here in Belize. But a lot of people like to just be quiet and really like say, like, I don't want to say no want to help, but it's like, how do I get in those rooms that elevate me? And I feel like Galen has been an outlet for me. So it's like, okay, what's the next step of, like, actually, like, all right. So.
Well, you're not hiding a family or anything, you know.
No, but that's also something that I struggle with as well, because even if it's not a boyfriend, my mom, my papa call me like, when I was here, you think you're grown? You just want to go and do this. I didn't see you on TV. I didn't see you at home. You know me, sweetie. So it's like learning how to...
Parents can be a
balancing your parent dynamic as well.
During the week, usually I have school, work, coaching. If I do hair, if I do any type of programs. On the weekend, I try to go up to... My family is from Carmelita. So I try on weekends. If I don't make it there, then I at least try to call them. But it's a struggle as well with family, because family like to be petty, like real petty.
How old were you when you left Chicago
I
come here?
was 2020.
Okay.
2020,
So,
I was 17.
So do you think that you'd have more opportunities in the U.S. than you would in Belize, finishing your studies? What your advice would be to students in Belize?
I feel like it's resources in the U.S., but I feel like because both of my parents is from Belize, my cultural just legacy of what my family have cultivated here is gold, like literally liquid gold for me. It's probably not richness in, like, monetary value, but the wisdom, the peace,
character and value,
the environment, the way I'm able to grow. Like, I feel like for me, before being in Belize, I was like a ghetto youth in Chicago, hustling with hair and everything. But here, you know, they embraced me. I'm learning how to dress formal. I'm learning how, you know, I'm learning, like, what's my place in this world? They always say, oh, find a problem in life. Find a problem in the world, and let that be your purpose and goal, to, like, fix that problem and help that problem in the world. And then, you know, like, you align with your goals. So I feel like everybody try to run to the U.S., but nobody looking at what's going on economically, globally, and it's not the world that everybody paved it out to be. So I moved, and it's probably been one of the best decisions I've ever done in my life.
Well said, my dear.
I'm
well
having
said.
this moment of sort of listening to what you're saying and sharing, and I could literally hear the growth and the conversations and the sessions that we've had in the past 2 semesters. So So it's a bit affirming that it's landing and it's developing. I can hear it, but I think for me, and to bring this full circle, it's the type of experiential learning that we offer at Galen University. And if I would have any advice for a Belizean student who is thinking about going back into the school system, I would say go to a university where, of course, you have the degree programs that you want to study, but also where you are supported. Because being able to be successful within the university system is the services that you receive outside of the classroom. A wonderful teacher will get you there. They will work with you, especially when it comes to the content. But what you need apart from that is the counseling services. It's the student support services. It's the writing center. It's having a student services person who will listen. It's having a dean that's accessible. It's having a provost that will make changes when the students are saying, hey, this is what we need. And not for brag, but I can say that Galen University does that. I tell all of my students it is accessible. People listen to you. You have the opportunity to use your voice, to advocate, to make for change, and to really take ownership and chart your learning experience. And I'm absolutely thrilled to hear that.
When is the next?
We could
Flowers
brag.
to
We
you,
could
Sam.
brag. I think it's okay to brag.
If you have something to brag about, you know.
I fully
When
believe.
is the next admission? What's the schedule like right now for admissions?
So we are still actually processing some of our last applicants. So for the people who are listening that are still within that process, we're working on your applications as we're going. But admissions stay open on a revolving basis, so we are already accepting for students for September as well.
And all subjects are open, all courses?
All
or-
subjects are open, all courses are open, all degree programs are open. We are looking for our cybersecurity program has done really well this semester. We have our Master of Social Work that is doing really well. That's the first social work program at Galen University, in the country. And we are ecstatic to have trained sort of almost the next generation of social work professionals within the country. We've started an undergraduate program, or a bachelor's degree, I guess, concentration in social work as well. So we're encouraging our Galen University students, current students, to go ahead and take that program. And we are also doing pushes for our anthropology program. Our business admin is always very strong. If you're a teacher, if you're an educator out there, our diploma in pedagogy or elementary education degree programs are also really popular. All of our teachers, the majority of them work and go to school and have families as well. So really and truly, if you are thinking about going back to university, take this as your call. Take it as your new year, new intention, opportunity to make that decision. Galen University is there. And also to our young men. We have a lot of young men, especially perhaps if you have observed within the basketball sphere, who do well on the court. They play well, and then sort of they go home and chill.
Yeah.
Challenge
Watch basketball
yourself.
game.
Challenge yourself. The sport industry in Belize, it is very difficult to make that into a full-time career. But if you are thinking about upskilling and taking that into something that you can use to further yourself, Galen University is here. We have a campaign to get our young men back into school. You will be seen, you will be supported, but we are also really, really encouraging, especially our young men. The enrollment at Galen University is 80% female. If you got 10 students in our class,
80%.
8 of them are women, right? So we are
I wanna go back
also
to school.
encouraging our
But
young men
The
to go
20%
back.
that is there, they're like geniuses. They're brilliant.
Oh, thank
all
you.
right.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm single, and honestly, like, it's very attractive. No, for real. Like, men
like
who
Darwinism.
really push themselves
Are really
to learn.
attractive.
That's really attractive. I just want to say, all you men out there, listen to Miss Sylvia.
He has a wife. He has a wife.
I'm not saying no. This is my daughter. This is my no. This is
Only
my
like 12
daughter.
of us anyway. So.
I asked those 12, please, like, We
Yeah.
can broaden it. But yeah, I understand.
I agree. I agree.
You heard it from Sam.
All right.
But yes, if anybody wants to reach out to us, Galen University is there. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Our campus is open. Our website information is there. You can reach out to admissions at galen.edu.bz even if you're interested. We have our Eagle Day coming up on Friday the 23rd
Yes,
of March.
I think
On the
so.
third Friday, the third Friday in March. So that's a campus open day. If anybody is interested in coming by, stopping by, learning more about Galen University, come soar with the Galen Eagles and
We'll
make
be
the
there.
right choice for your education.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very
Samantha and Luani, keep up the good work, guys.
So,
All the best for the future. I mean, Sylvia, every time you call your students, only big you up,
Goodness.
you know.
We must be doing something right.
Sure, she's pretty cool.
I am fortunate to work with a wonderful, wonderful team. We have Miss Brianne in Student Affairs. We have Miss Miriam, who heads up the Academic Support Services. We have Scott in the office as well. And of course, we have our coach, Coach Bernie Tom.
You mentioned 80% are students.
Yes.
Are women. What
Yes.
about the staff?
The staff. We have a bit of a gender balance there,
Okay.
but it's Galen University is female-led as well in terms
Yeah.
of the deans, in terms of the administration. And what we want to see is balance and equity, right? So we don't want to lean in one direction or the next. And so we really are encouraging our young men to come back into school and to give that balance. And for women as well, that is in their interest. You want to ensure that at least the men that you're dating are at the same level as you are. So,
You need to get one of your maybe your anthropology class or
yes.
social
Yes.
classes to research
To
why
research that.
men are not going to school.
Absolutely.
Because that's not only Galen, I understand it's overall.
Yes,
I
and
know why, but I think that's gonna be another topic.
with our statistics as well, 90% of our incoming students this semester were all working and going to school as well. So full-time employed 8 to 5 jobs. So come to a university that sees that, recognizes that, understands that, and supports you through that in your learning process.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. for
Sam
having
Loani,
us.
and of course, Ms. Sylvia.
Thank
you.
you
All
for
the best
having
to you.
us.
Thank you.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be back with more here on The Morning Show right after the break.